Recently, I did a video about calorie density, and someone left me a comment saying that calories don't mean crap. But how important are calories? And is it workable to try and lose weight on a calorie restriction diet alone? And what role do calories play in relation to a healthy overall diet? In this video, I'm going to tell you the truth about calories. Now, calories are both important and highly overrated at the same time, and I'm going to show you both sides of the coin. Now, in a country where 7 out of 10 people are overweight or obese, I would definitely say that calories do matter. And if you undereat calories or eat fewer calories than you're burning, you will lose weight, at least temporarily, while you're on the diet and you're eating those restricted calories. And many diets, many mainstream diets, are based solely on this one principle of calorie restriction, and they will encourage you to count your calories. Weight Watchers, for instance, turns this calorie counting into a point system and then offers you convenient prepackaged meals and snacks so that you don't actually have to count the calories in the foods themselves, and you can just do it based off the point system. And likewise, if you overeat calories, you're going to gain weight. And for those of you who've left comments that you're having trouble gaining weight, all that really amounts to is that you're not hungry, and you're probably having a really hard time forcing yourself to shove food down your throat if you're just not feeling hungry. So when we're living in a society where most people are overweight, I think it's safe to say that the average person is consuming more calories than they're burning. But here's how calories are overrated. Caloric intake alone does not regulate your hunger. There are a lot of other factors that are causing you to still be hungry. And this is the primary reason that so many people end up overeating more calories than they need. So if caloric intake alone isn't what regulates hunger, what does? Number 1, blood sugar. Number 2, the volume of food in your stomach. And number 3, nutritional demands. Blood sugar. Now, I'm not going to take the time to re-explain how blood sugar affects your hunger, because we've already covered that in a lot of different videos. And if you want to reference back, check out the video, Understanding Blood Sugar, Hunger, and Mood. Now, suffice it to say, if you're having a lot of sugar cravings, this is a sign that the excessive amount of starches and sugars in your diet are causing excessive amounts of blood sugar swings, and this can lead to artificial hunger, overeating, and weight gain. So if you're overweight and you don't want to be, this is really probably your first barrier to losing weight and then maintaining that lost weight. And I'll include a link to the Understanding Blood Sugar video at the end of this video in case you need more explanation. As a side note, scientists have found that a high fiber diet can really help to regulate blood sugar. And which are the foods that are highest in fiber? You may have guessed, it's the colorful fruits and vegetables. The refined sugars and refined flours in most of the bread and pasta products we consume are completely devoid of fiber and are really horrible for causing blood sugar spikes. Another factor that contributes to how hungry you feel is how full your stomach is. And this is why when someone gets a gastric bypass or stomach staple surgery, they will eat less and they'll actually feel less hungry. Because once the stomach is full, it sends a message to your brain to not feel hungry anymore. Now, I'm certainly not recommending that anybody get one of these surgeries, but it certainly does help you eat less when you have a smaller stomach. And this is also why refined foods are a lot more likely to make you overeat. Because refined foods are calorie dense but low in fiber, you'll be eating a huge amount of the calories of foods before you actually start feeling full. And this is why natural foods are going to fill you up quicker, because they contain a lot of fiber and fewer calories. And fiber is really that calorie-free thing that causes you to feel more full. If you have more questions about this topic, check out my video on calorie density. But to give you a quick example, 1 pound of carrots contains 192 calories. But 1 pound of Cheetos Corn Puffs contains 2,720 calories. So the Cheetos are actually 23 times more calorie dense than the carrots. And which do you think is going to fill you up faster? 1 mouthful of Cheetos or 23 mouthfuls of carrots? This is why if you're overweight, it would be a really good idea to just lay off the processed foods and start eating a whole lot more fruits and vegetables. Natural foods literally contain a mere fraction of the calories as any processed or refined food. So you can fill up your stomach without filling up your fat deposits with all of those excess calories you don't need. And once again, if you need more explanation on this, you can check out the calorie density video linked here or at the end of the video for more information on that topic. The next factor that influences your hunger is nutritional demands. Now, hunger and food cravings were never just a result of a need for calories or a need for energies. There's a whole host of different macronutrients like proteins and fats, and micronutrients like vitamins and minerals that your body is going to need, and if you are deficient in those things, your body is going to crave them. This is why a pregnant woman has really odd food cravings, and this is why someone who's maybe just had an injury is going to be craving protein because their body is having to rebuild and repair. This is why someone who's vitamin C deficient is going to have a really strong craving for citrus fruits like oranges, and why somebody with an iron deficiency is probably going to be craving red meat. You see, it doesn't matter how many Big Macs you eat. You're never going to get the vitamin C that you need from eating them because a Big Mac doesn't contain any vitamin C. It also doesn't contain any vitamin D, E, B6, or pantothenic acid. And while a Big Mac does contain about 25% of your daily calcium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc, it only contains about 10% of your magnesium, potassium, and copper. So you'd have to eat about 10 Big Macs to get all the magnesium and potassium that you need. But that's almost 5,500 calories. One small banana contains about the same amount of potassium as a Big Mac. But the banana has only 90 calories, where the Big Mac has about 550, and that's a huge difference. So in addition to being the least calorie dense, the natural foods are actually the most micronutrient dense as well. And so this is why if you're eating a lot of vegetables and fruits in your diet, it's going to ensure that you don't have nutritional deficiencies, and it's going to help curb your hunger and curb your food cravings. And if you are dieting, you might consider taking a good, balanced vitamin or mineral supplement. So your hunger is not controlled simply by the number of calories you eat. It's controlled by the type of calories that you eat. Refined and processed foods deregulate your blood sugar, which is going to end up causing excessive sugar cravings, which is going to cause excessive hunger, and all of this spiking of your blood sugar is the primary reason you're going to end up overeating. Processed and refined foods are also basically devoid of fiber, and fiber is what you need to help you feel full. And if you eat a lot of processed and refined foods, then you know that you have to eat a huge amount of those foods just to start feeling full and satisfied. And since refined processed foods are also really low in micronutrients, eating a lot of them is going to help you end up with nutrient deficiencies. And all of these factors come together to contribute to excessive hunger and excessive overeating. Because if you aren't getting the nutrients you need, guess what? You're still going to feel hungry. And on the other hand, you've got your whole vegetables and fruits, which are low in calorie, high in fiber, and high in micronutrients. And when you're eating these natural fruits and vegetables with a whole lot of fiber, it's going to not only fill you up faster and help you feel full in your tummy, you're also going to be able to regulate your blood sugar, which means you can say goodbye to those afternoon sugar cravings and trips to the vending machine. And since you're also getting a lot of the micronutrients that you need, your diet is able to satisfy your body's nutritional demands. And all of these factors come together to equal less hunger and more weight loss. For most people who are overweight, They got that way because they ate too many calories. And what made them eat so many calories? Well, they were freaking hungry. For most of us, we are controlled by our hunger. It's what spurs us and keeps us eating. But you don't have to be controlled by your hunger. You can control your hunger simply by eating smart. So put away the bag of Cheetos and go ahead and reach for that bag of carrots. There's a lot of folks who have left me comments that eating meat is what makes people fat. But is it true? In a future video, we're going to answer just that. Is it meat that makes people fat? And in another video, I'm going to discuss what are the most important health factors that determine how healthy we are and how much we weigh. If you haven't done so already, I hope that you will give this video a thumbs up. And if you learned anything in this video, please share it with your friends. You can share it on Facebook or just send it in an email to the people that you care about. If you'd like to learn more about calorie density and discover which foods really contain the most calories, check out my video on calorie density. For a more in-depth explanation of blood sugar and how it affects your hunger and your food cravings, check out the video Understanding Blood Sugar, Hunger, and Mood. And if you've ever wondered what makes a superfood and why junk foods get such a bad rap, check out my video Super versus Junk Foods. If you've ever felt like there are certain foods you just cannot give up, it might be because you are actually physically addicted to those foods. To find out more, check out my video Fast Food Proven Addictive.